Hello guys and welcome to another video. So instead of doing 3 a.m. like my usual videos, in this video I'll be talking about YouTubers. It's about YouTubers. So as you all know, there's loads of YouTubers in YouTube and they're all special in their own ways. But not all YouTubers will be good, as they're gonna be bad YouTubers everywhere, bad infamous YouTubers. I mean they're literally YouTube channels that talk about those YouTubers. But the good news is that those bad YouTuber doesn't have to be bad forever. And if someone comes to you and says, once a bad YouTuber, always a big YouTuber, show them this video. I'm going to show you 5 examples of bad, cancelled YouTubers who redeemed themselves. And at number 5, we have Hayden. Now, if you're wondering which Hayden this is not that much. This Hayden guy isn't as known as the other 4 YouTubers. Basically, you probably know this guy from the Thompson Tanks fandom. I watched that show when I was a kid. I haven't watched that show in a long time. And to be honest with you, I kind of forgot Thomas and the Tank Engine, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's an important right now. So pretty much, Blue Puffball, Hayden, is basically the YouTuber that Blue Puffball made a video on. So yeah, it's that Hayden. You probably know him now. So pretty much, when Hayden was 11, he wasn't the most mature child on YouTube. He did some awful things that I'm ashamed of. He would be saying the N. I mean, some things the Blue Puffball YouTuber said were just ridiculous, and it was just him being petty. But some things he said were correct, as he did loads of horrible things, as he was grooming adults and doing loads of horrible things with adults. Like, that's disgusting. How can an 11-year-old groom adults? Also, I just want to say, don't show this to Hayden or anything, because Hayden he's still trying to redeem himself from all this stuff, and that's in the past. So if you're watching this, please don't say this to Hayden, because I once said that to him once, and he wasn't very happy about it, so please don't say that to him. Anyways, after all the horrible, he said the N-word, he was very much causing drama to everyone. He even transitioned himself into a girl, not because he felt like he was a girl, but because he just did it for fun. That was just disgusting behavior. He did loads of horrible things, Wikipedia. He was pretty much like the Belle the Wolf of his time. Yeah. But anyways, after that, but even after everything he did, no YouTuber made a react video on him, since he was still just a child. But one brave YouTuber named the Blue Puffball was able to make a video on him. And just as I said, some were right good, but some were good points. And after that basically ruined Hayden's career. I mean, Blue Puffball also got some hate, but Hayden got hate too. And with all this hate, this became like a wake-up call to Hayden, and he realized that what he was doing was messed up and wrong. I mean, look, I did some messed up things when I was his age, but nothing I did was even close to what Hayden did. So yeah, after Hayden realized all the awful things he's doing and all the awful things he did, he decided to change his channel. He decided to become a better person. Nowadays, his channel is pretty much irrelevant now, and although there are still some people that are talking about him, it's irrelevant. The Blue Puffball guy also moved on. So yeah, nowadays, he kind of moved on to Thomason's Tank Engine and moved to the One Piece fandom, to be honest with you, for what I know about. So yeah, good for him, I guess. Now, for number 4, we got Nikocado Avocado. Now, believe it or not, Nikocado Avocado actually used to be vegan. Yes, vegan, you're right, vegan. But anyways, as time went on, Nikocado Avocado going to this round with this, what the YouTuber, I don't want to remember his name, since he's the reason Nikocado Avocado's life is ruined, so, and she doesn't so privacy she right away. So yeah, after the drama happened, I don't really know much about the drama. Nikocado was like, I'm not gonna be vegan anymore. And look, although I blame her, to be honest with you, being not vegan doesn't mean running like 100 pounds on pounds. Like, there's loads of people who are not vegan that are so skinny. Like Harry Potter, he's not vegan and he's skinny. So yeah. After that, Nikocado Avocado, he did mukbang videos on healthy food, but now he just started doing mukbang videos on fast food and stuff. And as time went on, he started eating raw food and he just became more fat. And after that, he decided to do some weird stuff that a lot of YouTubers didn't like. To be honest, a lot of people didn't like. Nikocado Avocado is not as bad as what these other YouTubers did, okay? He was just basically doing those weird stuff. Loads of YouTubers, even DJ Cook, who does the most elaborate dramas of all time, no offense, DJ Cook, I'm your fan, made a video on this Nikocado Avocado guy. And this Nikocado Avocado guy was getting like so much hate. Everyone was just disgusted by him. And even the vegan teacher did a hate on him. That way for her, I guess. But anyways, as time went on, around the time Mr. Beast got cancelled, Nikocado Avocado, after all the hate he got, that became a wake-up call for him. And he realized he realized the errors of his ways, so he decided to do a plastic surgery. And now he's skinny now, and now he's eating healthy food with his parents. From what I know, I don't even know what he's up to right now. Alright then, number 3, we have Cole. Now, Cole was once one of the most popular YouTubers around the 2010s. He was part of a really popular YouTube channel called The Palace, where they will be just doing fun stuff like Roblox, Minecraft. Like, I don't want to spoil it that much. You should probably check out his channels. It's pretty cool. And one of the members, Cat, is still uploading to this day, so you could also check his channel out. So yeah, everything was good until one day Cole ended up destroying drama. And to be honest with you, this is actually gonna be angry. So yeah, basically there was this fan, and she said to Cole, "Hey, I like your t-shirt, that's cool." And Cole, what did she say? What did she say to this girl? Guess. What did she say? Instead of being happy that fan was tanking, because the Cole called the fan cringe, and the pals were disgusted by this behavior. And Dennis ended up kicking him out, even though Dennis also did bad stuff and he was never kicked out. Even pretending to be arrested. I see that, Dennis. You're probably not watching this video, but anyways, after Cole was kicked out, it was just not the same. So Powers and Benjamin and Cole got a lot of people, destroying the Powers and all that. But to be honest with you, nowadays Cole's the same compared to all those bad YouTubers. But back then, this was something. But anyways, as time went on, Cole did some pretty unhealthy stuff, like, but he was seen to be showing guns. But at the end of the day, his dad was all just hoax, and her brother said he was healthy. And after a while, Cole, with all the unhealthiness, Cole realized the error of his way. So unlike the first two YouTubers, he never got. So he also saw the error of his way. Unlike the first two YouTubers, he didn't become good because of the fans. He became good because of himself, and he saw the error of his ways in his own way. So he started posting, he's apologizing. Now, will the powers ever come back? Probably not. I haven't watched the past for a long time. So I don't think the powers will come back, since everyone's just kind of moved on and done their own thing. But since even if Dennis and Cole rebound their relationships, Cole probably move on from those power states, okay? Right then. Number 2, we have Sis versus Bro. Now, Sis versus Bro was my childhood. So pretty much, this channel was just started by these two brothers and sisters, Katrina and Ronald. And they usually just started this YouTube channel. They did it for fun. They would be doing cool stuff. But as time went on, this channel kind of started getting a bit of hate, because to both Ronald and Katrina, they were getting rich by this money. I mean, the family was rich prior to these videos, but with this YouTube video, they go really mega rich. And when they go rich, they will start doing money challenging. And a lot of people just thought they were flexing, even though it wasn't really flexing. It was just for fun, and I don't see any problem with that. A lot of people thought they were flexing, and as time went on, they just lost popularity and they ended up stopping. Now, that just because this post is bro ended doesn't mean their channels ended, since both Katrina and Ronald both had their own channels where they will be continuing making videos. But Katrina also had a TikTok channel where he was uploading some unhealthy stuff, where she was seen to be gothy and she was just doing unhealthy stuff. And a lot of the fans, to be honest with you, they were all kids, and although some grew up, some just didn't, and they wanted Katrina and Ronald to be together. But Katrina just kind of moved on. She was just in her emo phase at that time. So yeah, after the TikTok phase ended, they just kind of continued its own ways until one day, out of nowhere, they just went back to normal videos. They just started doing normal Sis vs. Bro videos. I'm exactly the same as Ronald is now taller than Katrina, but it was still cool, since both Ronald and Katrina now got along and they weren't enemies now. But now, for the number 1 YouTuber, unexpected is Flamingo. I'll be wondering, Flamingo, but he's one of the most loved YouTubers in the entire universe. Well, it's now, bro. It's from most hated to most loved. I make a most loved to most hated another time, but this is most hated to most loved. So now, anyways, Flamingo, before he did the Flamingo channel, he had another channel called Albert Stuff, where he'll be uploading pretty inappropriate stuff. I mean, in the Flamingo channel, he's not the most family-friendly YouTuber of all time, but then there's just jokes. It's like trolling and stuff. But in the Albert Stuff, he was doing inappropriate stuff, and then Flamingo realized this, and he realized that he can't do this forever, and he realized it was wrong, so he decided to delete most of the videos. I mean, there's like a few left, but most of them are gone, and he decided to go to Flamingo's channel, where although he was doing some mean stuff to people, and at the end of the day, we still love him. He's just doing fun stuff. He doesn't really mean it. And yeah, that is the story of the five hated YouTubers who became loved. And no, there are obviously more hated YouTubers who became loved, and like also loved YouTubers who became hated, but to be honest with you, it's 5 hated YouTubers who became loved, and these are my 5 picks. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this later. Bye.